Alrighty, now we have sound. I always do that. I always remember that it's on mute to start off with. Okay, how is everyone today? I have a special guest. I have Hayden Walker. Good morning, Hayden. How are you?
I'm
I'm good, now that we've sorted that out. So, we are at Herocon 2019 at the Slimming Sports Centre in Brisbane. So these guys here are doing a fantastic job. It's a charity event in support of Soldier On. So Soldier On is basically a group that started in 2012, I believe, and they sort of realised that there was no charities and help for people who have come back from doing their travels overseas in the army, etc., and basically fitting back into the community and helping their families out. So what a fantastic charity that is, and we are certainly privileged to be here today to show our support. So on the table today, we have Pat Carter. Pat the Beer Man Carter, I should say. And Tim McDivitt. So these two gentlemen here are going to have a roll off. They are playing, Paddy is playing Iron Jaws and Tim is playing Gloomspite Gits. So it'll be D versus D. Mad destruction. So let me just fix up the names here, everyone, and we'll get it all sorted out. They are done. If I spell anyone's name wrong, please forgive me. I am terrible at this. But what is everybody up to today? Are they doing some hobby today while they're watching this, or what's going on? Tell us what you're working on. I see this morning, I feel like I've spelled Tim's name wrong. I might just call him Tim Mack. Right. And so, Hayden, you have got some of the lists over there in front of you on the computer. So, can you just run us through what Timothy?
Mr. Tim has a gloom fight skinner, has Scragglot the Loon, a Cave Shaman, a Loon Shaman on. So that also has
Ooh.
on top of that, he's got Cabbers, got 5 addicts, riders.
Wow. That's a lot to get through. Do you reckon the Iron Jaws will be able to surf their way through that?
Yeah.
They can, as we know, their damage output has got slightly better, so we'll see what happens.
And then we've got Mr. Patrick Carter. So he's got a Mega Boss Rusher who is enter.
Ooh, a
So
gore fist.
lots
I haven't
and
seen a
lots of
gore
movement.
fist for a while.
This is going to be very, very quick.
Trying to throw some damage out there.
Very interesting production off.
Definitely. So we got some big units of stabbers there as well, at least at a unit of 40, so see if those boys can survive or whether they're going to do some damage. All right. So our first scenario is relocation, and as you can see, they've sort of deployed. It looks like Tim has got his stabbers right out in front there to hopefully be a chaff line or something like that. But shooters as well, 40 shooters. And we can see he has got the Arachnarok sort of at the back there. So let me get my painting thing up and I'll be able to draw on there for everybody. All right, so you can see the Arachnarok up there. All right, so Paddy has decided to give the first turn away. So that's
Ooh,
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're excited. Paddy's dancing, was dancing. Now he looks like he's trying to do some sort of weird punching.
It's to see Paddy sober.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him how it feels without a beer in his hand.
Yeah. What-
He'll be able to read them at least, and they'll be the proper numbers. He won't just be thinking there'll be 6. Oh, the hard stuff has come out. We have a bottle of water.
It's vodka.
Oh dear. Yeah, man, go for it. So we've just been asked if they can start. So we're just seeing what command points are going to be coming available for Timmy. So he's got 2 so far.
But are very, very good at farm.
Yes. Righto, so we've got it out. So the scuttle tide looks like it's up as well. Ooh, he's putting it. He's sort of using it as more of a blocker. By the looks of that, putting it right in front of a unit of gore grunters. See him measuring it out there, putting it in front of that unit there. So those guys are going to have to try and go right around. Possibly. Oh, he's turning it up. Might put it over there. No. So he's putting it right in front of that unit there. So they might take some mortal wounds. It's going to be a little bit of shorten their distance a little bit as well, trying to get around. See if you can do some mortal wounds. So he's done 2 mortal wounds to that unit. That's a nice little touch. Start there. Yeah, it's a good spell. It's just a hindrance, really. Like, just put it there whenever you move, roll some dice, possibly take some mortal wounds again. All right, so we've just been told we're having some audio issues. So I'll have to see whether I can just turn. Is it just the volume of it? So I can turn that up a little bit. Hopefully it's a little bit better. So Tim sounds like he's going to try and cast a Mystic Shield as well. He looks like he's going to Mystic Shield that unit at the front there. So this unit over here looks like it's got Mystic Shield on it at the moment. And I'll still try and see if we can fix up some of the sound issues for everybody. Okay, so we're just coming into the movement phase now, so it looks like he's going to be rolling for some squigs. And they look like they're moving about 13 inches, so that's pretty good distance. Pretty good distance.
Yeah, for that random movement, they've done well.
So yeah, we've just got our mics sort of sorted out. We have to talk right into them at the moment just to stop some background noise getting through to you guys. So Hopefully that should be a fair bit better for you now. All right, so what's happening in the game? So he's moved the squigs. They're going to be moving 13 inches up. I think they're trying to hold that objective in the center there. What do you reckon? Yep, he's just going to mark and make sure they're in within 3 inches. So that squig herd looks like it's going to be holding that objective this turn for a little while.
Yeah, until next turn where it decides to shift to the other side of the board. But it's going to be good to see when it comes to Paddy's turn how fast these Iron Jaws are. Because there's a lot of bodies in that Gets army compared to the Gloom Spite, the Iron Jaws.
There is a lot more bodies, as you said. And you said there's like 172 wounds to try and get through on with Tim's army. So I know that the Iron Jaws can put out a fair bit of damage, but is it going to be enough to be able to chew through 172 wounds?
Yeah, 172 wounds and a lot of neg 1 to hit.
And they are, we have to remember as well, so all these little fellas up here, those guys, these guys here, and I'm not sure about these ones, but they're all on small bases. So the fact that they're going to be able to cap this objective and have a lot more around there and have numbers is also pretty critical, especially in an objective game. So we'll see what happens. He looks like he's just shuffling everything up, just sort of ready to sort of take the onslaught of these guys down here. So we all know that they're incredibly fast. They can put a lot of damage. Not to mention these two back fellas here are just going to be ridiculous. So the more protection he can have, I think he's definitely trying not to get a first turn, take everything off the table sort of scenario.
Yeah, exactly. Those Maw Crushers are going to come in and they're going to hit like a truck.
Oh, yeah.
So having all of those bodies around that objective, because even though they hit like a truck, there's still only one model. They don't have the same kind of rules that the new Ogres do. So they still do only count as one model. So even if they come in and wipe a unit, as long as there's 3 models around there, they're not going to cap that objective off him.
That's right, yeah. So that's something that Paddy's going to have to think about. So yes, they can do a lot of damage, but are they going to be able to hold that objective?
Yeah, exactly. And then because it bounces between those battle rounds, he's got to try and plan for that bounce. So against all of these bodies, he's going to have to try and move these small units of pigs because they are only 4 units of 3.
Yep.
Has to be able to move them around so to plan for that bounce.
Oh, 100%, yeah. So it's definitely something that he's going to be thinking about all game, which is going to be interesting how he plays it. So we have moved on to Paddy's turn 1 as well. So he'll have a command point for his turn, and he'll also have one for a battalion. And I don't know whether he has any sneaky guys to be able to generate.
So Paddy also bought one, so he starts with 2 and then gets 1 for the start of his turn.
That's cruel. That's just nasty.
Yeah, it is very, very nasty. So those lovely mega bosses. So one does have the ethereal amulet, so it is on a 3-up save.
Yes.
So what is it, 3-up unrendable? And then
ignoring rend.
He's also got the Heavian. So Heavian is +1 to the destructive bulk rolls.
Yeah.
So he's doing mortal wounds on 4s.
That is just disgusting.
Yeah.
Mortal wounding on 4s is the worst.
It is fantastic.
That is some dirty play there by Pat. But we don't expect anything worse from him, so, you know.
Yeah. Not Hearthguard Berserkers this time, it's fine.
All right, I'm going to just take that out because I can actually hear you better without it. So if you just talk louder, because these aren't going to pick it up now. Just talk a little bit louder because that's kind of muffled. Yeah, so I can just hear you as you are. Yeah, cancel the phone call, and then you can just come up and just say stuff, really. Righto, so we have got some interesting news. So the unit over here, it looks like it took some more damage because they had to move past that the scuttle tide, from what I'm gathering. So I'll have to find out how many wounds that one guy's taken now, because I think he took 2 in Tim's turn.
So he took wounds and then they healed, and then they've taken another 3.
Oh, Jesus. So he's on 3. Everyone, let's get confused together. So he's on 3. So what's happening in the chat, Hayden? What do we got going on in there?
So we've got a few of our lovely people. We've got Mr. Dennis, how you doing, mate? And Mr. Zach as well. Oh, mate, how you doing, buddy? So
Oh, so Paddy has spent a CP. We'll have to find out what he spent it on. He spent it to move. So did he spend it to move a more crusher or did he spend it to? Yes, he did. Dirty play. Dirty play.
yeah, cheeky.
Cheeky. So we'll move this
Very
down to
cheeky.
2. And how good is it that Iron Jaws now can just spend a CP, move their full movement in the hero phase, and then being able to move their full movement?
Yeah, it's
again?
gross.
Like, especially when you have 2 more crushes, you're just like, pow, move, and then move again. I can be across the
I'm in your
table
face.
pretty
Cool,
quick.
Sweet.
Yeah. You guys are holding that objective? Yeah, no, not anymore.
Nice try.
So do you think, in looking at this table setup at the moment, that Tim is using this squig herd here as bait sort of thing? So not only is he holding his objective, but he's moved it, like he's not directly, like he's just within 3 inches there.
Yeah,
But he still has his whole army up
I
here.
think Tim's very much playing for picking up that.
Yep.
Because if he picks it up, there's a whole bunch of just targets there for all those gets. Because he's got the shooters, he's got the big bulk attacks, and he's got the fanatics to buff those units.
That's right, he
So-
does. And we don't, are the Spore Spotter ones the ones that pop out, or are they already on the
No, the
table?
Spore Spotter ones are the ones that start on the table. And they give plus, I think it's mortal wounds or something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. If anyone in the chat can just confirm that for us, that'd be great, because trying to remember every army's rules is just impossible. So you'll have to forgive us for not knowing everything. But yeah, I agree with you there. I think it's hard because because he's got multiple small units, he's going to have to play sort of aggressive in a way as well, because he's going to have to get those objectives off by killing what's on there, because he's only got small units.
Yeah, exactly.
But then he also puts him in a very bad, not a bad position, I should say, that's not the right word, but it also puts him in quite a sensitive position. And it looks like those grunters are going in. They've charged. They rolled a big 9.
Yeah, that's good.
So I think, do they still get, if they're more than 8 inches away and they roll their charge, they do
get,
extra?
they get the bonus
bonus.
from having a big charge, which is good because they're going to put out a lot of damage.
I was just going to say, I wonder if any of those guys are buffed by the war channers at the moment as well. So we'll have to see whether any of these units here have been just chanted on, bashed with some bones. They both have.
So they're about to make a bad time for those squiggy boys.
Yeah, so I think those squiggy boys are in a little bit of trouble there, but I don't think it's the end of the world, really. Like, he might take that objective back, score some points, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens in the priority.
The thing to remember with this scenario as well is that if you take the second turn, you do get more points.
That's correct. Yeah. So if he does take this back off him, he'll get, is it 3 points?
Fairly sure it's 3 points.
Yeah, I think so as well. So that is definitely an advantage with trying to choose if you're taking the turn or not. Like, if you can read the table and go, yeah, I think I'm confident at getting it the next turn, you can give it away,
Yeah,
securing
exactly.
yourself 3 points.
Yeah. So even Tim going, and if he went.
So far there's been 14 wounds done to that unit of squigs, so that's pretty gross.
Yeah, I think that's.
So there's 12 of them and 40, yeah, so there should only be like 2 left.
Yeah.
I think, oh no,
2 wounds each.
2 wounds each, yeah, sorry. Yep. So we still got 5 there. Ooh, nasty.
Now the piggies who actually get the bonuses when they're charged.
Yes. Yeah. And he's only attacking with 1 unit, so
Yeah.
that's just damage from 1 unit. So he's going to be taking some saves. And I feel like the rest of the unit's gone.
Off they go.
See you later, boys. So those guys, that's okay. I think that was, what we were just talking about with priority there and taking the turn. So in this example, Paddy gave away the first turn. So he obviously thought that he was confident enough that he was going to probably take that objective back in his turn, which he has succeeded in doing. So again, like as we just explained, he will be getting the 3 points.
Yeah, he'll be.
So
he'll be
I should
getting
adjust the points on here. Righto. So
Awesome.
Paddy
So-
rolled a 6 for priority, and yep. So And now they're just deciding, because it's relocation orb, that objective now moves. So they're just deciding where that goes now. They're rolling for it. While I do the objective points. And Pat's given away the turn again. So this,
good choice.
yeah.
Going for those extra points.
So we'll move this. So he's on 3.
So he still has those more crushers hanging back, waiting for that turn. So even if Tim does manage to take it this turn, those more crushers can come in and just wipe off whatever's on that objective.
Yeah, they are a huge threat. They are a huge threat. So I'll also do the command points because all right, so we've adjusted all that up, people, so we should be right to go. So I think we just got some really interesting table info, Hayden, so tell us what's going on.
So on table 5, we have a steam tank army versus some corn. The steam tanks just went and tried to shoot during their first turn. Didn't really do much. And then the corn managed to get in, and Scarbrand is maximum angry, and they're double turning that steam tank army.
Oh, God. That is not a good time.
It's a bad time for the tanks.
I think if, from memory, there was a very similar army played at Runax.
I think it is Jared, because I saw Jared here today.
Oh, yes. And he actually did really well. So
he did.
It's like karma. So he actually did this to a Slanesh army. So he double turned a Slanesh army. And by the end of that, I think old mate only had like 2 characters left. And now it's his turn to be able to take that wrath. So now he's playing corn, hasn't been able to do anything, and it looks like he's been double turned now, and he might not have much left.
Scarbrand's about to have some fun in combat with tanks.
Some tanks. He's gonna melt some steel. So it seems like we have a few more things up in the chat. So what's being said there?
So we've got Mr. Sam. He's popped into the chat, and Gabe, the man himself.
Ooh, hello, Gabe. How you doing, mate? Good to see you on here.
So pigs can only get a charge bonus for +1 to hit and wound if they have gore hackers. And it looks like Paddy has all choppers, so no bonus.
No bonus there. That's okay, because it didn't seem like he really needed it in that combat, did he? He took off that unit of Squig Herd like it was just buttering a piece of bread. He was just like, done. Get out of here. All right, so I've sort of... What's been going on here? So the objective has moved. Yep. Okay, so Paddy still has given Tim the turn. Yep. So we've already discussed that, and the objective
is right out the front of Tim's army.
Yeah, so it looks like it's here. That's a nice objective piece for us to see on the table, actually. I'll have to thank them for doing that. It makes it a lot easier for everyone to see. So, yeah, he does have his whole army there at the moment. So I still think he's in a good position if he can bolster up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting to see where the moon is.
Yeah. So we'll just find out from our table boss where the moon is, where it's moved to. So it's still in his corner. So it's still over this. Whoops. That's probably a little bit huge. But my drawing skills are a little bit lackluster. But you can get the general idea that it's over there.
Yeah, so it's still in Tim's table quarter.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's not a bad thing. Having it in that table quarter, going from 2 to 3, potentially having it coming into the middle for that turn 3 and going across the entire board for that priority roll might be a bit better for him rather than it being in the middle of the table now.
Yeah, I agree, actually. And it looks like he's trying to do the same sort of tactic there with that scuttle tie. So he's managed to cast that out again and try and be a real pain in the ass against those scork runners.
Yeah. Another thing to remember with that as well, guys, is that the Scuttle Tide actually has unlimited range. It only comes on from a terrain piece.
Oh.
So it could have been cast at the back of the board or anywhere near those Maw Crushers if you wanted to try and take some points off those Maw Crushers.
Yep.
But
instead his threat at the moment.
Those grunters.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah, righto. So we just got some table information. Sorry, everybody. So that terrain feature actually is it nullification? I don't know if it's nullification, but it's there was no damage.
Right.
And it affects the endless spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they forgot because, they're too busy having fun rolling dice, and I understand that. Like when you're in the moment and trying to sort stuff out, it's very easy to overlook the terrain features, even though you roll them
Yeah.
up at the start of the game. It's very
And
easy
it's
to
gone.
forget. Yeah. So now it looks like he's trying to measure where he's going to be moving. Is he going to go in hard? Is he going to bring those stabbers up there and try and do some damage to those gore grunters? Because if he's
Even
still
better pendulum. Yeah, here we go.
Here we go, boys. So can he make it go over the 2 units?
I think he just did.
That is lovely.
That is a very good spot.
Can
for
he
that.
roll high on the d6? Let's. Six
Oh.
mortal wounds on that first unit. So that's a piggy down. And then, so we celebrated a bit early there. So we got 6 on the first unit and only 1 on the second
Yeah,
unit.
so
But that's all right.
Law of averages, guys. It is a dice game.
It is. The 1 piggy down. So Paddy's taken the first pig away from here, which I think just in case he thinks anything's going to be charging, he's just sort of made that distance a little bit longer.
Because those kits are quite slow.
Yes, they only move 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are very, very slow compared to the Iron Jaws. They do have short, stunty legs.
And the Geminids are now being cast as well, so we'll see if they can get those guys out there. And he's just counting up how many pluses he gets, but because it obviously didn't roll super high on the dice there, but unfortunately it wasn't quite enough with his pluses.
Yeah.
So the Geminids will stay off the table. And
What do you think of Geminids still? They've had a couple of points increases, but
yeah.
they're still quite good.
they're still quite good. Look, to be honest, I never really used them that much in the past. I don't know why. To be honest, I was, when they were cheaper, I'm like, why didn't I take them? Because they were
Yeah.
really good for that price.
Yeah.
Now they've gone up, I still haven't really thought about using them.
They've kind of dropped out of my list as well, so it's good to see them on the table.
Well, I think with a lot of the new battle tomes that are coming out, they're really pushing you in one direction, especially now that a lot of the new books are coming out with like legions or tribes and stuff like that.
Bone daddies, yeah.
Yeah, that you have to take. And it sort of makes it a little bit harder because there's always a sacrifice that you have to make if you want to put something like that in the list. And yeah, I always go greedy and I don't put the endless spell in. I always try and make the guys on my table a little stronger somehow
Yeah.
by having more. All right, so the moon has done some mortal wounds as well. So it did some to the pigs, and I think some to the stabbers. It must affect his own units as well. Oh, and the spore sputters are coming out, so they have rolled a 12. So I actually honestly forgot about these dangerous little buggers.
Yeah, they normally I don't see them move. They just kind of hang back and
Yeah, and
buff units.
they roll some ridiculous amount of attacks, don't they? Isn't it like, don't they have like a D6 or attacks each or something? Or
I'm fairly sure they're very much like the normal fanatics. We'll just double check to make sure we get those rules.
And he also rolled a 6 for the run. So we're getting some funny information, right? So this unit here has rolled a 6 for their run, so they get pluses to run anyway. So that made that move to the objective to protect it a 13. So those guys there are going to be quite hard to get off that objective, and we'll have to see what sort of distance is going to happen here because these more crushers are over this side of the table. So the objective has gone further away from those guys. Yes, he can spend some CPs to move in the hero phase, but the distance to get over there
That's it.
is quite a lot. So unfortunately, you can see that some stuff was taken off here.
3 fanatics died to that scuttle tide.
Oh man, that's hard.
That's rough.
That's rough. It's the price you pay, though, when you're playing Gits, because it's like sometimes playing rats. They just sort of They run out there, don't care, and then they take damage from their own stuff and die as well. So that Scuttle Tide affects
They're
them.
the best kind of games, though.
That makes it so much more fun because you're just taking risks, and you just got to do it.
Like when Warp Lightning Cannons blow themselves up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. It adds an extra edge to the game where you can have a laugh with your opponent because you just know that something is going to happen at some stage.
Yeah, it's good when you see stuff die and not just stuff not shift.
Yes, definitely. All right, Gabe. Yeah, so the Doctor is going to make Pat work for it. Yes, I agree. It's going to be a pretty intense game between the two of them. They're both very good players. Pat usually plays better when he's drunk, though, so we'll see how that goes because he's he's telling me meh.
Yeah. But see, he's not playing dwarves, so
He isn't. This
Yeah.
is a shock. I am pretty shocked about this. I'm used to him playing Fire Slayers or Dispossessed, so him playing Iron Jaws has thrown me off.
yeah.
I'm used to him being a little man playing little men, so
Oh wow. With the beard,
yeah, with the beard. He's
the
got a
beard.
glorious beard.
he does.
It's very well looked after. All right, so it looks like he's brought up some. What's he? Has he got some Spider Riders in there as well?
So there are 15 Spider Riders and the Arachnarok as well. So
He's
that-
really heavily covered that objective, hasn't he?
oh yeah, that is going to be a rough time to try and pick that off.
And we are going into the shooting phase as well. So it looks like these guys here are going
That
to be
unit of
shooting.
shooters, yeah.
So that's like 36 shots, I think. And I believe he must be shooting into the unit of Gore Grunters because they only have like a 16-inch range or something, is
Yeah,
it?
it is quite short range, but at the same time, there's going to
So
be.
you reckon these guys here are going to be in a fair bit of trouble, I reckon. So we'll see what can happen here. We can take some of those pigs off. He'll be in a good position there as well because at least, that threat in the centre is gone. He only has to worry about what's going to happen down here. And if the more crushers can get across the table. So he's spent a CP as well to re-roll hit rolls of a 1.
Yep.
So I'll have to adjust that. So he's gone down to 2.
So we just got
as far
some
as I know.
news from out on the floor, guys.
Oh, I'm
So-
excited. Tell us.
So, in one of the games, we do have Seraphon versus Fire Slayers. A unit of 30 tunneling Hearthguard Berserkers
Oh, man.
came up and made a 10-inch charge to go straight into the Seraphon.
Is there anything left, Hayden?
We'll
is there?
soon see. We'll soon see.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then we have also Nick Cambridge, who has taken Petrifex Elite,
Oh, gross.
Double Catapult, Bone Reapers.
Oh.
Yeah, fun interactive gaming. Did 21 damage from the catapults in one shooting phase to Nighthaunt.
Far out. I have no words. I am literally just gobsmacked. 21 wounds.
21 damage.
Oh, 21 damage.
21
oh my
damage,
God.
yeah.
Okay.
So that would have gone through after the saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucked. Okay, so we've just been told that there was 9 saves to be taken by the shooters. 9 saves? Okay, and he's killed some piggies. So I think one's left on 2 wounds. And he killed one out of the unit over here. So that's dropped down to a 2-man. Which is good. So those guys have got a lot of wounds as well. So we have to remember there's like 15 wounds in there.
Yeah,
At
those
least.
piggies do have a lot of wounds.
Frustrating. And he's rolled an 11 to charge. Which
So-
the Fanatics... actually, you know what? That's done them well because that means they've been able to get over and sort of get in there a little bit more confidently.
Yeah. And the Fanatics as well, they get to fight first at the start of the combat phase before
yeah.
another pick.
Oh,
So
yes.
it means that Tim's going to be able to fight with the Fanatics and then pick another unit to fight with.
So is he going to charge anything else though? So because the Fanatics are sort of the only thing in combat, he's going to have to make an exceptionally long charge over here. But does he want to do that, or does he want to just sit tight and hold onto this for as long as possible?
Yeah, they ran though, so they can't charge.
Oh, they can't charge,
Yeah.
no. That's correct. So it'll just looks like the Fanatics are in.
Yeah, it'll just be the Fanatics in there. So they've got D3 attacks each, doing
Oh,
D3
D3.
damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not bad. That's not bad. It's just a shame that half of them died to the Scuttle Tide.
Yeah, otherwise there'd be some more dead piggies.
Yeah, definitely. I have been tricked before because they're not set up on the table. I have been tricked by the other fanatics as well because
Yeah.
you just forget about them because you don't know what unit they're in. You charge them and then they're like, pow!
Oh, in your face.
Yeah, and they're pretty nasty. I don't think they hit on 4s, but they have a lot of attacks.
Yeah, these ones hit on 2s.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
Ooh, taking a piggy off the table.
2
Taking
pigs
a pig-
down. That's a battle shock test.
That's good. That's good. So the other thing I was just thinking about there as well, so the benefit of just having the one unit as well, so even if he gets smashing and bashing off, he's not going to be able to do anything either because there's only one combat.
Yeah, exactly.
So we might be able to see that later on in the game. Oh no! I just saw the fanatics get taken off the table.
Yeah, those fanatics are only 1 wound each, and
Yeah.
they only have a 6-up save, so they are very squishy.
Yeah, they're basically out there to try and do as much damage and then just die.
Yeah, they're a big sacrificial unit.
So Paddy's turn 2. So we'll have to adjust some objective points here because Tim would have got 1 more point. I just drew a dot on the screen because I'm really good at this. So he'll get 1 point for turn 2.
So those piggies are fine from that battle shock test, so they're not going to take anything.
Oh, did he roll good, did he?
No, it's the bravery 7.
Oh, bravery 7, yeah. So that's the benefit with having a multiple small unit. Oh, okay. So they are -1 from the moon at the moment, but that's still, yeah, if he rolled a 6,
Yeah,
he would have run
lost
away.
that last one, yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame that he didn't roll a 6. No, but that's one benefit about having multiple small units too.
Yeah,
I suppose.
exactly.
Hey, so Paddy will go up to 3 command points at this stage since it's his turn. So he does have a few. Awesome. So we have one of the Maw Crushers being +1 damage from a War Chanter, and was there?
And then it moved as well.
And then it moved as well. So that would be.
So this is still hero face, guys.
Yeah, still hero phase. So he would have spent a CP to be able to move that
Yeah.
guy then. So I'll have to adjust that back down to a 2.
So those war chanters are doing work, buffing these units, getting them ready to
How
come in and
good-
try and take off these guys.
How good are War Chanters
War
now?
chanters are amazing.
Like, they were sort of, it was like, maybe I'll add one in my list, maybe not in the past. Now I'm like, bam, I just need to have 6. I
Yeah.
need to have 6 War Chanters.
I'm just going to have 2 more crushers and
6
4
War
war chanters,
Yeah.
and there's my heroes done. And then I'll just anything else is anything
Just the cheapest, just like units of friggin' 5 brutes or 10 ard boys. I don't care. So whatever's cheapest in that list. 3 gore grunners. I don't care. It's like the list I made for Beast Claw Raiders the other day. I just had like sabers in there just to have
Yeah.
some cheap battle line with the hunter, and then I could buff up some bigger units. But they're like 40 points for 2. So I was like, yes, cheap battle line.
Oh man, it's Oh, you just gave me ideas. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, we have got our list that we created in our book review that we just did recently. So it was pretty funny because Michael decided to try and copy my list halfway through. He thought it was hilarious. Thank you, Michael. Everyone knows he's an asshole. But yeah, that was I really like Yetis and Mournfang, but they are quite expensive. So, well, Yetis not really, but Mournfang,
Yeah.
you only get 2.
Yeah, but Mournfang with a Husk Guard, you can get them doing 3 damage with each of their tusk attacks.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Yep.
like
All right, so we've also had, obviously we're not talking about the game too much here, people, so we've also seen this bad boy move up here. So that was another CP point spent there to do that. But yes, so I do have a Thunder Tusk and I had some Mournfang in that list. Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Paddy set himself up to try and come in and take out as much of these gits.
He
as
looks like he's
possible.
getting pretty aggressive, hey?
Yeah, at this stage he has to start trying to take these guys off before they just sit on that objective. Because if he doesn't take it this turn, and then Tim wins priority, Scraggy can just move the moon into the middle of the board,
Yep.
and it's just going to stay there.
Yeah.
And then the entire board's then being affected, and then he's in big trouble.
Big trouble, yeah.
So
Ooh.
he has to kind of try and get these guys off now, take that objective back.
Yep.
Um,
And we also have to remember that table coverage is also quite important. So we'll have to see where this objective moves as well. See, so I think he is. If he doesn't move these guys here, I think that's pretty smart as well.
Yeah.
Because if it does end up coming back, there's only a certain ways it can go, because relocation orb has changed.
Yeah.
So I would definitely. He's got these guys down here that look like they're going to probably charge in, and this guy here. So leaving those guys, the center ones here, there is probably not a bad dig.
Yeah,
Really?
exactly.
Because if the objective moves back towards the center, there's not really going to be anything there unless you want to retreat.
Yeah. So it really depends on where it moves. I have a sinking suspicion he's not going to get it off him this turn. Because there is a lot of bodies there, and as good as Maw Crushers are, there's multiple units there. So the Maw Crusher can only go into one.
That's right. So unless it's going to be hard. Choosing priorities of combat too is interesting as well, because he does have smashing and bashing. Whether or not, if he, for example, charges this guy in there, these units here, because that should be one big unit here, I imagine.
That's one big unit, but he's got the spiders behind it.
Yeah, so
and they're 2 wounds each. That's a 30 wound unit.
that is. If they can do enough damage though this turn, and if he wins because priorities after this,
Yes.
it depends. Again, it's a decision whether he wants to keep the turn or take it, because if not many of these guys die from this unit here, the stabbers, he can probably quite confidently give away the turn again, depending on where the objective lands.
Yeah, exactly. So we just saw one of the other pigs getting taken off the table, probably from the moon, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'll just find out from our table boss for you there, Hayden. Hey, Evie. How did that piggy die?
All right, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, so it's... Yep. Rightio, so that piggy is still okay. So it looks like that he's trying to suss out where he wants that Maw Crusher to go. So does he want it to go to the back of the table and try and get rid of those shooters, or is he looking to come around and secure the sort of the center of the table, because the objective can either move that way? No, he is definitely getting aggressive.
Yeah, super aggressive. So we just got some more news from the floor, guys. In that Steam Tank Corn game, the Corn did a Matt Campbell and completely whiffed, and just got shot off the board.
Did you say shot off the board?
Yeah, they just got shot.
Oh, no.
And now the objective is actually bounced into the Corn deployment zone, though. So the Steam Tanks may not be fast enough to get
over there.
So,
but they might be able to shoot something off the objective, though, since they're pretty good at that. Oh, dear, that's pretty funny. So I literally thought we were going to get okay, that game's done. The Corn guy just come across and melted the Steam Tanks. Yeah. Scarbrand just did all of the mortal wounds. And
but they're dead now.
But instead, they whiffed. So the Steam Tanks are still in the game. He's got some Hellstrom rocket launchers or
I think
something.
So, yeah. If he's got the same list that he took to Runax, he's got the battalion, the Hellstorm rocket batteries, Steam Tank Commander, Battle Line Steam Tanks.
3 grots have dead from the yelling, the missile attack of
getting angry. Yeah.
So they've run away because they are too scared of his voice, the bellowing.
Didn't clean his teeth this morning.
Yeah, his
breath's real bad.
Yeah. Get some Colgate in there.
He's a classic wargamer.
I would believe that. I would still feel like he would have grog breath or something if it was an orc. I feel like they would never leave their barrel of alcohol. And 2 dead on the other unit from the other yelling.
From Pinky, yep.
So just all of the yelling everywhere. He failed. Oh, okay. So he failed his 3d6 charge.
That would be the ability.
The prayer, yeah. Well then, that's a bit inconvenient, isn't it?
I still don't see a Maw Crusher in that charge.
No, I don't think it's a very big one. What do you reckon? Probably like a 5 or 6?
5 or 6 inch charge.
Yeah. So your average on 2 dice is 7, so hopefully that'll be okay. It looks like he's made it in there pretty good.
He's made it in there. He was probably looking to try and get around, to try and get into those spider riders.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Yeah, since
that
they can
hasn't
fly.
been the case.
No, but it's not a terrible position to be in either as well.
Yeah. So 2 mortal wounds from the smashing and bashing on the charge.
Ooh. So 5 in total. 5 mortal wounds from charges. Righto. All right, so you keep going and talking, Hayden. Tell us what they're doing. You got
So-
the eye on the game.
Coming through, all right, so that big pink Maw Crusher is coming through. Trying to stay away from that Scuttle Tide.
All right, fill me in. What's going on? Looks like the purple beast is in.
Yeah, the pink guy's gone in. These will be the smashing and bashing, trying to do some mortal wounds. Picked up 3 mortal wounds.
3 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
That's tasty. 'Cause it's on 5s now, isn't it?
One of them's on 5s, one of them is on 4s.
Oh yeah, because the
Because of the mount trait.
mount trait. Yeah.
I do need to figure out which one is which, because hopefully the one that is into the shooters.
All right, so that purple beast also took 2 mortal wounds from the Scuttle Tide as well.
Oh,
So
man.
he's done some mortal wounds, but he's also taken
Yeah.
some. So that's interesting. There seems to be actually there's like a mortal wound fest happening here. I just keep saying there's like mortal wounds here, mortal. You can have some, and you can have some.
Everybody gets mortal wounds.
All right. All right, so we've got some clarification there. So Hayden, tell us which one has the
So
ethereal
the
amulet.
one in the pink is the one with the ethereal amulet. So
Yep.
the one that going into the shooters.
Okay.
And Paddy has just used his last command point there as well.
Awesome. So Zero. Lucky he's got multiple small units for everything because battle shock shouldn't be too much of a problem here. Unless he gets really unlucky, and then I'll have to giggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've also celebrated too early.
So
Okay, so we have got 15 grots dead
oh man.
down here. As you can see, he just removed them. That's nasty. So
This to be the crusher, I'm guessing.
that is nasty. Yeah.
Oh,
Holy
rough.
dooly.
There go those cross.
I'm thinking we underestimate this just a little
Yeah,
bit.
right,
Hayden.
just a little,
We
yeah.
just underestimated this quite a little bit. So that Maw Crusher is doing some decent damage there.
Yeah,
So
that-
it's
it-
doing
it
4
did some
damage.
work.
4 damage a pop. So 28, 28 grots, which is the unit. So that has now activated smashing and bashing.
Yeah.
So the purple beast is now going to attack up the top against the shooters. I just feel physically a bit ill.
Yeah,
Like, do you
that's
feel a
kinda
bit gross?
Yeah.
I sort of want to
Feel
play
like
him
I
at the
need-
same time,
yeah,
though.
kind of feel like I need a shower after this.
I feel like I need to go play a game with some Iron Jaws as well.
Or some Stonehorns, I think. This very much reminds me of
The original. Yeah, actually, some Stonehorns can do some serious damage as well. Actually, I wouldn't mind sitting down and working out the difference in damage-wise between Maw Crushers and Stonehorns these days.
Yeah, it's not much.
Not much difference?
Compared to a Frostlord.
So that top unit's taken 12 damage
Oh wow.
at the moment.
Yeah, right.
Just, yeah. So, oh my god, these poor grots.
Yeah. The other thing to remember, guys, with this as well is that on a 4-up, a unit of grots can come back from that Loon Shrine as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping he gets some 4-ups here
Yeah,
because
so do I.
15 more of them just died.
Yeah.
Like, talk about taking units
Yeah.
off the table a little bit
Yeah.
here. Yeah, so there must have been, obviously shooters don't have a great save, so the Ren just chopped through those guys
Yeah,
like
exactly.
nothing.
They're all like save 6, so Ren 1 just goes, sweet.
Yep.
No, thank you. And all of these are multiple damage attacks, so they're like 2 or
Yeah,
3
that's
damage
great.
each.
When you like, your heart sinks a little bit when you're like, oh yeah, that 4 went through, how much damage? And they're like, that's 4 damage each. You're like, holy shit.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
No.
I have to take 16 guys off? What are you talking about?
What's this 30 damage
It
rubbish?
was only 4 that went through. Yeah, so basically, Sam has gone, wow! So basically, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
much
that's-
what's happening here at the
yeah,
moment. There's some serious damage being taken. So let's hope there is some 4-up rolls here and the moon can help Timmy out.
So from the looks of it, that entire unit of shooters is gone. Still there?
There's only about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so, 8 or 9. Rightos. Yeah, but there's probably, I reckon there's probably like 12 left over here. I can't count them all because it's a bit hard to see. But there's probably about 12 left, I reckon.
So just another bit of news from the floor, guys. There was a Gordrak Maw Crusher list that was coming up against a lovely Stormcast list
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
It has ballistas. The
Oh, yeah.
ballistas did just double turn him
Oh, yeah.
and shot off Gordrak and the Maw Crusher.
Oh, rough.
So ballistas, guys, when they hit, they hit.
I was
When
going
they
to say,
don't,
that's slightly above average
Just
from the
slightly.
sound of that.
slightly above average from those ballistas.
All right, so one single grot had to hit on a 5. He then had to wound on a 5. And then he got the wound through.
You go, Grot Man. You
So
go.
he's just
We
like,
believe in you.
yeah. Stabbing in the face with his little spear. So that must have been from a shooter. So he's just like hit him in the butt.
And 2 more. Oh, mate. These Grots, they're coming for these pigs.
They seem like they're angrier when there's less of them. Like when they don't have their buffs to hit or wound, they seem like they're getting angrier. I like it. But it looks like that piggy's done some damage back though. Because he's taken a few away. And he's rolling some saves. Oh, so I think that looks like there's only... Oh, the movement tray is gone. Oh. Oh, that's interesting.
I like it.
So he's obviously left just enough gap there so he can pile in.
Yeah, so as those Grots were being taken away, he's taken them away so he can move that Arachnarok forward.
So Dennis has gone, poor Maw Crushers. I don't feel sorry for them at all, Dennis. If they're going to get
neither do
shot
I.
off the table at some stage, that's good because if they get across the table at you, you're in trouble.
Yeah, pretty much.
So sucked in, Dennis. That's at you.
Yeah, Dennis.
All right. So that Arachnarok looks like it removed that piggy, which
Yeah.
I would expect.
Yeah, those Arachnaroks are surprisingly hitty.
Yeah. So they can do some sort of buff onto these guys too, I think.
Yeah, so they can do the mortal wound buff onto those guys.
Yeah, yep. So that would be quite nice if they can get that off and then try and take this guy.
Ooh.
And the moon has jumped to the complete opposite corner.
Oh no.
Probably not the most convenient position for it to be
Yeah.
in. Oh, so that... Interesting. Okay, guys, so we stuffed up earlier. So this is obviously what he's using as the moon.
Yeah.
So everyone knows where that is. And now we're working out where the objective goes, everybody. So I apologise about that. I'm just have to get the objective piece. All right, so it looks like it's going 12 up here and 12 in here.
Right, so the Maw Crusher's right on top of that objective.
Ah, okay. So it looks like Paddy would have got...
So Paddy would have scored there.
Yeah. Oh, so it's the red thing. I thought that was just a dice laying on the table. So sorry, everybody. So this is the objective hiding around here. Oh, yep, in there. Okay. So we're going on to the priority roll. So Pat has won
again,
the
yeah.
turn. And I feel like he's taking it by the sounds. So I will just adjust Paddy's Bang, 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 bang.
So just moving the endless spells now.
Yep. And Paddy will get a command point too.
And he will. So 2 mortal wounds onto Pinky.
Yep. So he's taken a few more. He's taken a few wounds now.
Yeah, he has. So they definitely won't be moving as fast. So Paddy will probably have to start using those command points to move them once they start getting damaged.
Yeah, it's just going to be hard now because he's only got 1 CP. So he's going to have to choose carefully whether he wants to spend that on movement or re-rolling ones or failing charges. Who knows?
So it's probably a good choice that Paddy did take it, just so those spiders don't hit that Maw Crusher, because they can get them to doing mortals quite easily and doing 2 mortals for everyone.
Yep.
So that if he got charged by them when they got buffed, he would have been in a lot of trouble. So,
Definitely, because there is a giant opening there and they're really quick. So there would be no doubt in my mind that they would have come straight over here. Old Scraggy. Scraggy still on the table. So yeah, I reckon he'll probably have to leave these guys down here.
yeah.
All right, so he's also just spent his CP as well. So he's down to 0.
So that Maw Crusher is fighting, guys.
And Timmy just took the models off because, they don't have a save from that. So it's whatever damage. I'm pretty sure he would be able to roll it. They will just die. So it was just quicker and easier just to take those models off at the back. So that's freed up that Maw Crusher to possibly go in this direction.
So just another bit of news from the floor, guys.
Yeah.
My man James sent his Morghast Archai into a unit of ogres.
Oh, okay, yep.
And then the Archai died.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse
so
me?
They all hit. From what we were told, they all hit. None of them wounded, but 2.
Oh my god.
Yep. And then they died to the ogres.
Shit.
So Morghast Archai haven't really changed since the new Bone Daddies book, it seems.
Oh, which is so disappointing because they fit aesthetically into that
They're
army.
such cool models.
They are.
just are so swingy.
Yeah. Look, it's really hard because we were talking about that on our last episode. So, we did a book review on the Aussie Arcbone Reapers
Yeah.
recently, and we talked about those guys and how they fit straight in like they were meant to be. But it was really hard to choose between those guys and the Stalkers and the Immortal Guard as well. But they sort of look. I really like those. The Archai a bit better looking.
Yeah, they look better,
Yeah.
but although
They're not performing better.
No, they don't.
These lists here are up on Down Under Pairings if you want to check them out.
Yeah, so lists are up. Should all be there. Just got to have a bit of a search. Look for the Herocon Age of Sigma event on Down Under Pairings.
Yeah, so Mr. Stobby, jump on there. You'll find the event on there, and they're all there. So it's really easy access, actually. That's what I like about this Down Under Pairings is it's open as long as you. I don't know if you have to create an account or not. I'm sorry, I can't answer that because I can't remember. But yeah, just jump on there and you'll see them all on there. So
Looks like they've gone into movement.
Yep.
That Maw Crusher is probably just going to try and get around and get into that spider. On the look of it.
yeah, so we are sort of watching those 172 wounds sort of fizzle out a little bit.
So, looking at it, that Maw Crusher can't actually go around because it'll be off the edge of the table if it does, because it has to finish 3 inches away. So that is as close as it can get.
Oh, well, that's just
That's what I was just
inconvenient.
measuring, is that
Yeah.
like, if it went over, it can't be 3 inches away without half of it being off the table.
Oh, rightio. That's interesting. So where's he? Oh, he's just moving it a bit. Yeah, same sort of position on the table, but just
Yeah,
sliding
moving
up a little bit.
closer.
Yep. Okay, so now is Timmy rolling dice with a scuttle tide because it moved near it, and it's taken 3 mortals.
I think he's
Juicy.
not doing too well.
He's a bit sick.
Yeah, he's
He's a bit sick.
a couple too many blows to the head.
They love
Not
it though.
doing well.
Oh. So yeah, we've also seen obviously this guy sort of secure here, and the first unit of pigs here.
Yeah. So,
So
probably going to see a couple of charges from that Maw Crusher and Gore Grunters, leaving the back Gore Grunters to try and take that objective.
yep. So in this sort of instant, if you made all your charges, so if this guy got in, this guy and this unit here, would you start your combat up here?
I would honestly leave him because he's got a Ethereal Amulet.
Yep.
So I'd probably go with the Maw Crusher near the objective because you want to clear off those models
Yep.
before they get to attack back. Because they're near the objective. So
They are near the objective. I just, it'd be interesting to find out how many wounds this bad boy has taken. I'll have to find out from our table boss how many wounds the spider has. Oh, sorry, not spider. The
Maw Crusher at the top, Pinky Boy, has taken 6.
He's taken 6 wounds. Okay, that's okay.
Not too bad.
That's not too bad.
Not as bad as I thought it was.
No. I saw the 2 dice there and I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
he's in some trouble. So we're in the charge phase now.
No shooting.
He's not yelling at anything.
Ooh.
Oh, it didn't hit. He failed. That's okay because you know what? Iron Jaws aren't really there to shoot.
No, they're
are
there
they?
to hit head with head.
They are. So the piggies have charged. Oh, so he's like double charge. I didn't even think of that, to be honest. I didn't
Yeah.
even look at those guys sitting in the middle of the table. That's sneaky.
Yeah.
So they've made a massive charge. And are they going to take any mortal wounds? They've taken 1 mortal wound from that scuttle tide by the looks. That's still a lot of. There's still 9 wounds left
Yeah.
in that unit. It's made it's made a choice there for that Arachnarok, and it looks like that Maw
There we go,
Crushers
that's-
take that 8-inch charge.
Yeah, so he's now able to get over there because he can finish within that half an inch.
Yep.
Um,
Get a bit closer.
and now there's going to be a whole bunch of mortal wounds on the charge from those guys.
Yeah, because it happens. So he's down to only rolling 4 dice for that, and he's got 10 wounds left on the Arachnarok.
The other thing to point out, which Sam pointed out as well, is that with the changes in the new book, those Maw Crushers are getting more wounds and more attacks because you don't have to kill heroes anymore. It's now just kill a model.
Models, yeah. Yep. So that's another thing that has to be taken into account too, like when you're like making sure you're counting them up.
That's probably what the second dice is for, is one counting up the extra wounds and attacks.
Yeah,
the
that
other
is
one
true.
counting
Thank
them.
you. That is brilliant. At least we have people supporting us. I appreciate that on the chat because yeah, as I said before, knowing every single bloody rule in the AOS world is pretty hard.
Yeah.
So it looks like that other Maw Crusher's got in. Nasty.
4 mortal wounds up the top there.
Oh, so that would be, the spider would be down to 6 wounds left. It was on 10 before.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is hard because it's like that guy hasn't even made it into combat yet, and he's already got 6 wounds left.
Yeah, that's
Like-
gross.
I don't think he's going to survive to like the rounds of combat. Oh, 9 left. Sorry, I can't do maths.
4 to the small
Oh,
ones.
4 of the small ones. Okay, that's okay then. But still, 9 wounds left on the Arachnarok. And we haven't even started combat. Another thing to think about here is too is like if Paddy's really confident he's going to be able to take out a unit and smash and bash. Like, do you reckon that Maw Crusher up the top there, if it's just thinking about it, do you reckon it could do enough damage to do 9 damage to that guy, or do you reckon would be able to do more damage down here?
Definitely down the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah, which is what's happening. So he's
Yeah.
done 18 wounds down there.
Yeah.
Whew.
Is that? It looks like it's just from punches.
Punches and kicks.
Yeah.
That's just the dirty attack that is, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's just taken all the spiders off.
Well, we just heard Paddy have a bit of a giggle, so it looks like that unit,
Look-
it looks like that unit of spiders is gone.
yeah.
which
So-
has activated the smashing and bashing.
Yeah. So now the big spider will probably.
Well, there is a
Oh, there's some stuff still left there.
there's like little fellas here. So he's gone. They're just talking about whether they want to go here or up here, I believe. So there's 2 heroes there. So what heroes have we got left out of the?
So there'll be a loon boss and a web spinner shaman and Scraggy himself.
Right. So these piggies are doing double damage as well, so that's pretty nasty. So we'll have to see whether these heroes here survive. But I'd say he'd be going into the more squishy one at the moment. So 3 attacks have gone through. Need 1 Ren from what I can understand. So let's see if we can make some saves. No.
Oh, there,
Nope.
he went pop. Yep, cool.
Yep, so double damage. Just go on. Next lot.
Yep.
Oh, is that
Oh,
6
no.
damage? So he's got a after save on this guy. So that
Yep,
guy is
so
dead
that
also.
guy's dead as well. Yep.
Holy shit. That
Yep.
is some nasty, nasty stuff.
Yep. So this is bad time for the Gits boys.
Yeah, I think that Ragnarok's in a bit of trouble. What do you reckon?
I think that Ragnarok is not going to be long for this world, unfortunately.
It does look really cool from here, though. I really like the blue on his base that he's got going on. Hey, I'll have to check it out.
Pretty models.
Yeah. And I liked Tim's armies. They've always looked really nice. I versed his Nighthorn army up in Cairns when we went up there, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, Tim
Yeah.
has really, really lovely painted armies.
It's
Oh,
good.
and he's gone.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear. So this smashing and bashing has been
Oh dear.
like just super aggressive. He's killed every single thing that he's taken. And because those pigs made a charge move, they're able to pile in 3 inches. So he's
Yep.
just measuring whether he does that, and it's still within range of his weapons.
Yeah, so
So he's still going to pile in, but he's not going to be able to attack because he hasn't got the reach.
hey Joel, welcome to the chat, my man.
Awesome. So what are you guys working on? Are you guys hobbying while you're watching this? Or what? Tell us what your weekend is
Enjoying
bringing.
your lovely Saturday.
Yes, I nearly said Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm so days lost here. Yes, you are, Joel. This is just utter carnage on the table, really.
Welcome to Fun Hub.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. So, all I'm hearing is smashing, bashing will
Yeah.
trigger. Smashing, bashing will trigger.
Yeah, Pat keeps this up, smashing and bashing up in the car park.
This is like the record of all the smashing and bashing I've ever seen. Like, I don't think I've ever.
Yeah, I think I've seen Tim roll like 1 attack this entire combat phase.
Yeah, and that was the one shooter that had a hidden wound on a 5.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, man. But it's also what makes playing Gits fun at the same time, because you know that they're just, when they get in combat, you know that they're going to be pretty trash. Like,
Yeah,
if
it's
they're
like,
not doing the
I'm
attacking.
in danger. Yeah,
They're like, so how many do I have to take off this time?
yeah.
Lucky they've got big units, because
Yeah.
it would have been over a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh, funny. So I've actually missed what's recently happened, because it doesn't look like Timmy's got much left on the table.
Oh,
I think
Tim gets a turn. Here we go.
Oh, wow. So we've moved on to Tim's turn he's turn 3. So that would mean Paddy would have only got 1 point this
Yeah,
turn. So
Paddy
his
would have
first
only got
round that
1
he's only
point.
got 1 point.
Yeah.
So I'll just fix that up.
There are
And
still Gits models on the table somewhere.
somewhere. I wish we could zoom in. Oh, well, see, Scraggy's over here.
Yeah.
He looks like he's going to cast some magic at the moment. Let's see if he can bring that game home. Let's see if we can get if Scraggy can get this game done. He fails Geminids, but that's okay. He
Yeah.
doesn't need it. I reckon he can take that Maw Crusher out.
He can take him in
He
combat.
can do it.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
it.
And he'll sneak down there somehow, win priority, get the objective on this turn somehow, and win the game.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Mathematically, I think he's in danger. Oh. Ooh.
Ooh. Okay. 6 wounds left on the purple Maw Crusher.
Now
He's
it's
getting there.
not
See, I
well.
told you, Scraggy, with his
Scraggy's
magic
going
abilities, he's turning the game around. He's taking another wound.
So taking that ethereal amulet,
Hmm.
does that mean Scraggy has it now? Or is it just he doesn't have it?
It just destroys it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So as far as I know, no one has it
Yeah.
now. But it would be pretty awesome if
Yeah.
Scraggy did get it, because that would he would definitely win the game then.
Say hello to ethereal Scraggy.
Yeah. Nasty. So it looks like someone's running away. He's just hiding. He's like, I'm out. I'm done. I can't do this. So, what's... Ooh, he's running away also.
Yeah, it looks like Scraggy's.
He's like,
Trying to get
if
out
I
of there.
can't win the game, you can't have my kill points. So, bit of protection there. Those guys are hiding near the moons. So, ooh, can he do it?
So, just a bit more news
Oh,
from that.
no, he didn't roll a 4 up, so he doesn't get his unit back. Okay, tell us some table news.
So, just news from that Steam Tank game.
Oh, yes, yes.
So, all that was left
Yeah.
was 5 Reavers at the end of the game, and Steam Tank's got a major loss.
Okay, so they obviously didn't get to the
They
objectives,
probably didn't get to that objective,
but
no.
they shot everything off
But
anyway.
they killed a lot, yeah. Classic Steam Tank army.
That is the best. That is actually getting more and more common, where you can table someone just about but still lose the game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that's something. Yeah, Jared's going to have to try, and with this sort of scenario where it moves around, having units that are not quite fast enough to get around the table is a little bit of a downfall.
Exactly. The
but,
random movement from those Steam Tanks.
Yeah, but having that list is friggin' awesome, because like no one else has got anything like that, and I like seeing different things on the table. So
Yeah,
bravo to
exactly.
him.
So much shooting in that Greywater Fastness army.
So it looks like purple has taken another wound.
Yeah, that Skulltide has done most of the damage to that big
Yeah.
boy.
These endless spells have been doing really, really well. Actually, that Scuttletide's been a champion of the glitz. Yeah. Yeah. So I would recommend, from watching this game, to just put that in your list somewhere.
Yeah.
If you're
If
playing
you play
Gits.
Gits, take Scuttletide.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good size base too. Like, I have seen it blocking stuff
Yeah.
out as well.
Especially good if we end up seeing a lot more Sylvaneth hit the table
Yeah.
again soon.
Yes. Yes. So what have we got here? Something sneaky happening over here. Is that a war chanter that's just decided to... So it looks like they're just... That is the objective, moving back there. So it's back here. Everybody. And it looks like there's a lonely old war chanter there. So the objective
Yeah.
has gone back to sort of like the center of the table.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So just another bit of news from the floor, guys. Mr. Kerr, the ex-master, has pulled a 30 Hearthguard block army, and is currently up by 5 points with his ogres.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I would like to go for a bit of a dawdle if this...
Yeah, that'd be a very interesting game.
Yeah, and see how that's happening.
Dave does have his double Stonehorn list, though, so he's man after my own heart with those Stonehorns.
Yeah. It is a cool list, actually. Okay, so Geminids have finally gone off. Scraggy has successfully cast the Geminids. So we obviously have gone to
Turn
priority.
4, yeah. And the moon
Timmy
is off
won.
the table.
And the moon's off the table. Moon's off the table. Timmy's turn. Scraggy's going to bring it home.
Go Scraggy!
Patty's looking at me like, sure. So that must mean that Tim would have 3 CP at this stage. Yeah.
Yeah, Timmy's still going to be generating all the extra CP
What?
from Scraggy as well.
Yeah, so we'll have to just make sure that I haven't heard if he's generated. He's on 3. So bingo. And we were he didn't get any points for no. Because it was down here. All right, so it looks like the walls are closing in up there though, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's just trying to conserve those sweet kill points.
And the poor purple, I can't speak English. The purple Maw Crusher has got 1 wound left.
Ooh, let's see if we can get those kill points.
Wouldn't that be lovely? I didn't win the game, but I killed a Maw Crusher.
I killed the
with
ethereal
the
Maw Crusher.
Skulltide.
Took his ethereal amulet, then I killed him.
Just got endless spell to the face. I was hoping that would be the Maw Crusher off
Yeah,
the table,
no, it's
but
just
it's just a piggy, which is still okay. So the Geminids are up there as well. So obviously, I think one's affected that unit here, and then this one must have affected this guy, and that's why he's taken the 3 wounds, and then that's why he's down to 1.
Yeah.
So he's also because he retreated behind the moon over here. He then can't see this guy. So he wanted to he wanted to arcane bolt and just try and do that last wound off the table, but unfortunately there's no line of sight there.
Yeah.
So that purple Maw Crusher is surviving with 1 wound, which we've said 400 times.
He can probably try and move now though, because going to movement,
He does have a shooting attack,
and
so
he's
yeah.
not ethereal anymore. So
That is correct. We have forgotten that he does not have the amulet because Scraggy blew it up.
yeah.
So he has done. Old Scouter Titan Scraggy has pulled this game back a little bit in the sense of just doing some damage output,
Yeah.
try and get some kill points here. So
Come on,
hopefully,
Scraggy.
hopefully he can shoot.
Keeping the faith.
Oh, I believe. So Paddy's like, that guy's gonna die next turn. Tim's like, not if you can't catch me. 1 piggy's not gonna be able to do it. But he will get a point. He will get a command point next turn. So whether or not he spends it just to get this guy up there,
Yeah.
it depends what the measurement is. Because if he's on his full wounds table, he can probably move up there pretty easily
he'll
by
be
himself
moving
anyway.
12 or something, and
Yeah.
then moving 12 again, and then charging.
So whether or not would you spend it to move up there, or whether you think your movement's already enough to get up there and spend it on something else.
The Scraggy is -1 to hit, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So 4 at neg 1, and the Maw Crusher is down. Purple Maw Crusher is down. So Scraggy.
There we go. Oh,
We've just seen that Timmy's just gone, no, you can't have it. But Scraggy has definitely shot that Maw Crusher off the table. And now he's
Bye-bye,
going to
Pinky.
charge. He's going to charge with some stuff. The Fungoid is going to charge. Well, good luck to him.
Yeah, good luck.
Because it doesn't look like there's any wounds on that pig.
No,
so
that pig's
He's all-
fairly healthy, it seems, because the other one only just got taken off.
not after the Fungoid charges him.
Running away from the big guys that are.
Oh whoa! He's
going in.
He's a sacrificial lamb.
Do it.
But I feel like he's definitely not going to survive this combat. So he's not going to hold. I feel like it's a funny thing that he's trying to get him down there to hold these 2 guys
Yeah.
up. But I don't think the Fungoid's going to survive to hold him up.
Yeah, I think that Maw Crusher's about to have a field day, unfortunately.
He seems like he's malnourished. He needs something to eat. So we'll see. And he's got 1. So Timmy spent some CPs. And he's re-rolling 1. So he spent 2 of them to re-roll 1s. So he's down to 1 left. So I will change that to a 1. And we'll see if the old Fungoid can do at least 1 wound. I would be happy with him doing 1 wound to something. Then the little man's done his job.
So just a bit of news from that game with James versus the Ogres.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so James is playing Legions of Nagash, not Bone Daddies.
Yep.
And 10 balls ran into his 30 Grimghost Reapers and did nothing.
Well,
Literally did nothing.
how the tables have turned.
Yeah, it's joys of a dice game.
Yes. Well, that makes up for the archive being demolished last turn. So, as we sort of guessed, this little gentleman down here that was there, the Fungoid Cave Shaman, is no longer there. He's taken his final resting place off the table.
Blinked and he was gone.
And he still didn't get any goblins back. Little gobbos. They're well and truly.
Yeah.
They're being packed away now.
Yeah, they're going in the box.
Four ups are hard to roll. I know this from playing Legion of Grief. 4 ups are the devil.
Yeah. Playing with Dryads is the same thing.
All right, so we've got a few more people in the chat. What have they been saying?
So we've got Mr. McGrath saying how many people are playing this weekend.
We've got about 20. We've got about 20 people
it's
playing.
a cruisy charity event that's held up here every year.
Yeah, so if you've just joined in, we are down in Brisbane at the Sleeman Sports Complex. We've jumped in. We are running an AOS event at Herocon. So Herocon is just a charity event, and the charity is called Soldier On. So if you guys want to donate, there you can jump on Soldier On. It's like just on the internet on Google and donate. So it's all about helping families and veterans who have just come back or are sort of struggling getting back to normal life. So it's a really good charity because it's very important to those guys. It really hits home, making sure that they're okay.
Yeah, guys, jump on board.
Definitely. So it looks like Scraggy's still on the table, which I'm really happy about. And he's running away.
Yeah, it looks like he's shooting at Scraggy.
Yep. Can he survive? The 3 at neg 1. And he's taken...
Ooh, Scraggy makes all his saves.
Ooh, he's still on the table. How good's that? Scraggy's just resilient. He's like, you will not take me off. I've just shot a more cross road. What are you going to do about it?
I killed you, mate.
Yeah.
Now what?
He's just staring
Come
at him
at me,
like,
bro.
yeah, pretty much. He's like, I've got this. I don't know what army I've got, but I have got this.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Maw Crusher looks like he's...
goes in. Here we
Yep.
go. These will be the mortal wounds.
Oh, he's got a 4-up save against him. This
Yeah, he
better be
does.
when the 4-ups happen.
Scraggy is surprisingly resilient.
He is. Well, Tim should know how to roll 4-ups because he was playing Nighthawk. So he should have that just warmed up in his hand, ready to go. So Scraggy should hopefully survive. Come on, baby.
He took 3.
He took 3. So, yeah, I was close.
Yeah.
He's still there. So that's not all of the attacks, though, unfortunately. So he's still got to face a lot more attacks.
Yeah. Especially because this guy has been racking up extra bonuses from killing units.
Oh, yeah, it's just wrecked.
So,
Yeah, those count.
10
Those
at Ren
counts.
1.
10 at Ren 1. Come on, you can do it. Let's see. Let's see these saves. Oh my god.
30 damage to
just
Scragrod.
went through. That is disgusting.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, he can do it.
One time we
Hayden,
talk up Scragrod's resilience.
He can definitely do it. 28 4-ups. He can do it.
Go, Tim.
Come on, 4-ups. And he's been
Yeah,
taken off the
and
table. So unfortunately, Scraggy
the
cannot
game.
withstand 28 damage and try and roll 28 4-ups. And Paddy's just smashed some terrain off the table. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, that is.
He hasn't even had a beer yet. Maybe he needs one.
Yeah.
All right, so the handshake has been made. This game has finished. The Iron Jaws have won a major victory. Unfortunately, the Gits could not withstand
Yeah,
the damage output.
the 2 big boys did come through and do all the damage that we expected them to. And that was the game.
It was the game. So we have got someone in there that wants to do a triple Maw Crusher list.
Mr. Sam.
Yeah, well, there has been chats about that. We've also talked about that. I think Michael was saying in the Runex episode that he's got 3 Maw Crushers.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for the 7 Bloodthirster list.
Yeah, because he hasn't got an 8th one yet.
Yeah.
So we put a poll up about that.
He'll have 6 and summon 2.
Yeah, probably.
He'll find a way.
Who knows now? We'll have to see what the new slaves are going to be like. So they're going to be pretty juicy. I'm really looking
forward to
forward
that.
Oh,
Looking
man.
forward to
I've
that.
had them sitting at home for ages, and have had them painted up, and now I'm ready.
I can finally run them not in Slaanesh.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So we will have to get one of the gentlemen up here and see whether we can do some interviews with these fine lads, and I'll get their attention and see what I can do. So we'll see what happens. We'll have to flick across to the selfie cam and get amongst it. So I'll just fix up the microphones for 2 seconds, guys. So just give me 2 seconds while I make it a bit more comfortable for them, and I'll be straight back. So you'll have to talk right into it, and then I'll try and put it on the selfie cam so we can stuff behind us.
Selfie cam.
Yeah, selfie cam. All right, so
Yes.
all right, so we have got some sound now. So we have got Tim. How are you doing? How was your game? We have to try and squeeze in here together, everyone. Sorry. So our mics are not exactly in the best position.
My game was excellent.
I did have quite a few laughs over there with the gits. How are you finding them? Have you been playing them for a while or what?
No, this is probably about my 5th. No, I played in one event in Rocky, so I'd say under 10 games.
Under 10 games, and you're liking how they're rolling?
They're fun. They're good. I had nothing I could do just then. Just got swamped by damage 3, damage 4. Just goes through them. No save.
No save. Yeah, that makes it hard when you don't have much of a save. Do you miss playing your Nighthaunt where it doesn't matter? You can just roll some 4-ups because they were all ethereal.
It would have been clutch then, but I like the gits. It just wasn't really. It just didn't really go to plan. I tried to get off my debuffs, but they didn't go off. I failed Geminids and failed my sneaky distraction.
Yep.
So I was just a -1 to hit. I'm really relying on being -2, -3. Yeah, so all his damage goes through and screws me over.
Yeah, that is a bit harsh. Those guys have had a bit of an upgrade when it comes to their damage capacity. So for the little gits to
they
just
smashed
stand
me.
there.
I killed a Maw-Crusher, so suck on that.
Yeah, well,
Paddy.
we celebrated that over here as well when the little Scraggy shot him off
Australia celebrated.
the table. We did. So what are your plans? Are you going to change your list up in the future? Are you happy with this one? Are you going to play them for a bit longer or...?
Yeah, I've only played like 8 games maybe, so
Yep.
this list here is just 3 games in because I changed it from my original list. So I don't have really any intention of moving on just yet. I want to paint up the Gobbapalooza and just rock them. And I've got a
They're
Troggoth
awesome
Hag.
models, hey, the Gobbapaloozas. Are you gonna run them all together in the list?
Yeah, I'll run them all together and do out their little buffs and see, what that does. And I got a Troggoth Hag as well, so...
Oh, she's pretty amazing. Yeah, I think Dino is another player that has been playing some destruction in the past. He had, I think he played with the Gobbapalooza a couple of times.
He's done all sorts of things, I think.
Yeah.
He's the champion of the destruction. But there's a lot of destruction here, actually. So
It's good
Iron
to see.
Jaws and Ogres and Gits.
Yes, well, the Ogres just had a new release, so it's not surprising seeing some of those guys on the table. I'm actually surprised that we've only got, I think there's only like 1 or 2 Bone Reapers out there.
Yeah, okay.
So that's also surprising. I know probably because people haven't been able to paint them in time, but I was expecting a lot more because they're the new Broken Filth.
Yeah, they seem to be easy to probably paint as well if you just like contrast or whatever. But they seem really good after what happens at Masters. That block of Petrifex looks pretty strong.
Yes, I did read the book and do a bit of a review, and that one was definitely the standout legion compared to the others.
Yeah.
That'll be the popular one. I'll be curious to see how many of the Petrifex Elite come to CanCon next year.
Yeah.
I think there was an event overseas where there was like 10 Bone Daddies lists, and 9 of them had took the Petrifex Elite Legion. So
Yeah.
that just puts it in perspective for us.
I'm going to do them, but I'm doing Horse Lords, so I won't. I
awesome.
won't jump on board the Petrifex.
No, it's nice to do something different, and you can do some tricks with retreating and mortal wounds with those guys. So it'd be nice to see them on the table.
I don't want to carry around 120 models, so if I do fly anywhere interstate, hopefully I do next year, I'd prefer it to fit in one little case.
Awesome.
But think about 40 Mortec Guard just then against the Crusher, 5 ups re-rolling their save, and then a 6 up Deathless. They probably tank the guy.
And they also are immune to battle shock, so you don't mind
Yeah,
losing
they
a few if
probably-
you did, and then they come back anyway.
They probably survived that charge, but a lot would have died as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he
But
did like 20 wounds to me, so it was
it
ridiculous.
was just ridiculous. The damage output from those more crushers and the pigs now, just being able to do up damage on just normal units now from the war channers is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good, really good. So they're in a good place, I think. Hyper aggressive, and the game, like I kept getting the turn, so I had to score an objective, which gives me 1 point. He just smashes whatever units on it, gives him 3. So I was just screwed from the start, really.
Yeah, it's an interesting scenario. Definitely, we haven't seen it played much, and we thought it'd be pretty cool to mix it up a little bit at this event and chuck a few different ones in there. But unfortunately, in some instances, it's hard just to hold on to it and not get it taken off you.
Yeah, you just don't score it. So,
Yeah.
but no, it was good. It's good to see the mission.
Awesome. Well, thank you for jumping on for an interview. I hope that the rest of your games go really well. And is there anyone in the chat that has said anything to you there?
Maybe people said no audio, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I think I fixed that up now. I'm pretty sure that was to start off with, I hope. So,
Nothing that I can see in the chat other than no audio. But
yeah.
Triple more crosser. All right.
Right.
Better get the winner on, hey?
Yeah, we better get Paddy on here and see if we can talk some disgusting filth, hey? So, good luck for the rest of the event.
Thanks very
And
much.
I'll come and have a chat to you later.
Yeah, too easy. See ya.
All right, we'll get Paddy to come over here. Next we'll have to try and fix up our selfie cam because it's a little bit all over the place. And I just pulled the microphone out, so that was pretty handy. Paddy! Oh, awesome. All right, so Paddy, how are you, mate?
Good, yourself?
It's good to see you. Sorry, our selfie cam's a little bit all over the place. You got to talk straight in the microphone, unfortunately, for everyone to hear you.
Oh, okay,
And I'll
yep.
try and get this around to see your gorgeous face. Look at that beard.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Yeah, well,
magnificent.
it's not as good as it used to be. So yeah.
Oh, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any vomit in it, though. A bit sad about that.
Yeah. Well, got to be sober at this event, so unfortunately.
Well, it didn't seem to hinder your ability in that game. So tell us, how'd you go, buddy? We all sort of saw that. What are you thinking of the old Iron Jaws now?
Yeah. Well, more crushers hit like a freight train. Like, yeah, buffed up with a chanter. So, and then you've got mount traits for like Meanin and stuff like that.
Yes.
So when a crusher swings in, it's going in with 8 attacks plus buffs. You're looking at 4 damage a swing.
Oh, it's just disgusting, isn't it?
That's goes through like even goblins with their nets. When you're like neg 1, you're like, all right, now you just put me back up to normal. So and then you just squish goblins.
Well, we did see like the perfect example. So originally at the start of the game, we were saying that there's 172 wounds that you were fighting against. And I know I was a little bit naive in thinking how much damage Iron Jaws could do. I know that they can do a lot because I play them.
Yep.
I haven't played them so much in the new rules yet.
Yep.
But just being able to chew through that 172
Yeah,
was
well,
pretty
the
amazing.
flip side though is even though I've only got 16 models in my list, I still have 98 wounds
Yes.
in my army. So
Yeah.
it doesn't look like, it literally doesn't look like a lot of models, but it is surprisingly resilient.
It is surprisingly resilient. And it just, powering across the table, being able to basically take off, in this instance, being able to take off nearly everything you touched was definitely a help.
Well, training smashing and bashing as well for the Jaws. So because some people have been talking to me about this army and saying, I should run it in Big War, but I disagree with that 100%.
Yep.
Take it in Iron Jaws specifically because you need war points for all the Big War stuff to chain and make it work.
Yeah.
This doesn't. It just naturally happens. So
Yeah.
you don't have to... And because the way the army's kitted out, I don't have the model count to get war points.
Yeah.
So it's just wasted. So running it in pure Iron Jaws like it is, and then just smash face.
Yeah, well, it didn't seem to have much of an issue there trying to smash some face, but you were lucky in the sense that those poor gits don't have a very good armor saber style.
No.
So it was basically just taking off the damage.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the other side of that is obviously playing that army. I don't like playing Fire Slayers.
You don't like playing Fire Slayers?
No.
So this is a new, fresh. So is this something that you're looking at playing for a little while now, or is it something that's tagged your interest since we've had a few new releases?
The reason why I played this is so far throughout Sigma, I've played KO, Fire Slayers, and Stormcast. So those three armies play what I would classify as pretty defensively.
Yep.
Iron Jaws played the polar opposite of that. So I thought I'd just branch out a little bit, play something completely different, play. You can't get any different than Iron Jaws.
No, so what are your thoughts on playing an army that's quite quick across the table and can your Fire Slayers did a bit of damage, but they were not very quick.
No, they're not fast. It depends. If I have to play against an army like Slanesh, that's just gonna wreck me because they do what I do, except for they just come back. So it's gonna cause me all sorts of problems. But
unless you can get to the heroes first somehow, but a lot of players don't usually put them out in the open where they can get taken off the table.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but with Slanesh, they obviously make you activate last, so it just causes me problems, and I just don't want to play against that sort of stuff. But but it just is what it is. There's always going to be bad matchups. So.
Oh, there is for everything. Like you can't. Yeah, there's something that's top tier for a while, but there's always something that's going to be brought out that's going to be better again, or have an answer for it as well. So did you have to adjust your play style a little bit because this is a lot different to what you normally play?
A little bit. It's not really adjusting play style because I come from playing competitive 40k for so many years. I'm used to, even though this is Sigma, I'm used to playing the game in multiple different ways. But it was just another way to me watching mission with, because like when you're playing a slow army. Playing the mission, you have to play completely differently. But when you're playing an army like Iron Jaws, which is completely opposite of that, which is really, really fast, you've just seeing how it is a different play style, but you don't have to I didn't have to adjust so much, if that makes sense. But it was just something different that I'm testing out. So
it's nice to have a whole different army that does different things too. Like as we've just discussed, there's not much shooting in this. Where you've played some heavy shooting armies in the past. These guys do have a lot of movement shenanigans, whereas the stuff in the past that you've had doesn't actually have too much of that sort of gear either.
No.
And there's advantages of that too. Especially in a scenario like this where the objective isn't exactly just stays there for the game, it moves. You sort of have a bit more of an answer to that.
Well, not only that, but playing an army that is fast like this, you can be a little bit more lenient in how you deploy. When your army's not fast, your deployment has to be on point.
Yeah.
Every game. Even a slight mistake can just cost you it.
100%. Yeah.
Whereas with Iron Jaws, it's a bit more relaxed because you've got that movement, so you can always just readjust accordingly depending on what you're playing against.
Yeah.
So
Are you looking at putting anything in the future sort of to be able to teleport, or you're happy with how you've got stuff?
I'm happy with how it plays. If I have to play against another fast army, then I don't teleporting wouldn't help me or anything like that. But so I have to play that kind of a little bit defensively because I just don't have the model count. But if I play against another army that is slow, I've got the speed already in there. I don't need to move any faster. So the pigs, I can make multiple pig units move 27 inches across the table turn one. It's plenty fast.
Yeah, they definitely they're one of my favourite units now, just because I always liked them in the past, but they never offered me a lot in the way I play.
Yeah.
But now that they've had a war scroll, they fixed their war scroll up a little bit, and the abilities they can do, they've definitely climbed.
Just gore hackers on charge, just wreck face, straight away, just wreck face. So.
We can't forget about the war chainers too. They are the heart of the Iron Jaws army, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but even declaring. I didn't do it in that game, but being able to declare the big wire. For the Iron Jaws. So just a 3-man unit of pigs, just with say gore hackers, pumps out 32 attacks. 3 pigs. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Yeah. So you're looking at 32 attacks, and then you put a war chainer buff on them. It's all doing 2 damage each.
Yeah, that's just gross.
Yeah. With jagged gore hackers, it's bad times.
It's bad times for everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was good. Like, you had a very good insight on your army and your play styles. Are you going to CanCon?
No, I'm not going to CanCon.
Oh, that's sad.
No,
I
I'm
was
not.
hoping to see these guys roaming around the table.
Nah, I'm not going to go to CanCon. I just can't. I can't justify CanCon
Yeah.
financially.
Yeah, that's fair
'cause-
enough.
Yeah, but if it was, I'd go to CanCon. Like, yeah, I just can't justify it financially.
Have you picked out any sort of tournaments that you're looking to go to next year at all, or are you
Oh,
sort of
just-
cruising?
Just cruising. Yeah, I always go to any tournaments I can, which is usually most of them.
Yeah.
But it just depends.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just depends on times. Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe we'll be able to see you at one next year sometime, because I think it's fairly quiet from now till next year.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. I think this is it pretty much up until CanCon.
Yeah, there's a couple of like little one days at Gravatt. I think they got one next weekend. So
Yeah, they
if
do,
I
yep.
can get down to there, that'd be nice. So we'll have to see how we go.
Yep.
But very good to chat to you, Paddy.
Thank
it's
you.
always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I will have to have you on the stream again at some stage.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so that has basically finished round one for our stream, and I'm sorry that we are not exactly the best with our setup here today. So my apologies. We're trying to get all the angles right here with the banner because we want to have that in. I do want to thank Battle Station organising the banner for us. So we have just a new fun logo chucked up on there that they've made for us, which is really cool. So those guys are in Toowoomba. If you don't know, they have a massive shop up there, so they do all things gaming as well. So if you do come up to Toowoomba or you live in Brisbane, just make a journey up there, hit us up on Facebook. We only live 20 minutes away, so we'd be more than happy to give you guys a game up there. It's a sweet environment. There's pubs and food around everywhere, so there's no excuses not to have a good time there. So hit them up, hit us up for some games. And I'm going to chuck up the break time now so you guys know when the next game starts. And we will be back shortly. All right, catch you later.